Okay, so this is a painting of a horse, and I'm going to show you how I start. So I have a simple palette. Right now I'm just using burnt umber, and this is kind of like a throwaway canvas that I had laying around with old paint. And I'm just dividing the canvas in basically in 4 pieces. And I'm going to show you the reference here in a second, but I'm sketching with my brush. I don't have a preliminary drawing. See, right above it is my my reference. And I am going to show you different techniques. Like this is a wiping away. Again, I'm at this stage. All I'm doing is drawing. I'm trying to get the measurements right. I'm making mistakes, and that's okay. I know it would probably be simpler to just project the picture and get a perfect image, and it's like a photograph. But I truly believe that you need to see the hand of the artist, and that means the mistakes. And that's just my personal preference. You know, if you want to paint like a picture, exactly like a photograph, I know that's like a big compliment a lot of people get, is to say, oh, that looks like a photograph. And yeah, you are trying to make something that is realistic. However, hopefully we're infusing it with a little bit more than just, an observation that is very accurate. To that end, I'm just trying to demonstrate here how I go about approaching one of these canvases, one of these pictures. And honestly, every painting that I approach is a little bit different. So, but this is pretty standard. I try to draw in one color. And like I said, this is like a burnt umber. And I'm just trying to figure out where things meet, the distances. And some of the times I like to just think just a one color like this would just be a perfectly nice painting. But then I go to bed and I think about it. I'm like, nah, I really want to have some color, and I want to explore, because Sorolla is like my patron saint. So that inevitably comes out. But this is actually the second time I do this horse. The first time I did it rather large, and you'll see that it has an equestrian. I mean, this is dressage, so they do have a somebody basically commanding and making them make the movements. But you'll see that later on, even though I go through a lot of effort to do the color and the shade of the jockey, I end up eliminating it. But this is what I like. I like to go with it. I don't like to have a premeditated concept. I like to see what the painting tells me, and I evolve. Basically, it's kind of a weird thing. You kind of listen to the painting and see what it wants to do. Here, yeah, I'm measuring, making mistakes, and this is what I tell students: you just don't worry. Make a mistake, it's fine. This is oils. It's not like watercolor where you have to be very precise. You can make a mistake. You can make a million mistakes because it's opaque, and you can just paint over it, and just have the freedom to make a mistake. I'm using kind of a big, medium-sized brush, because I'm just looking at the big shapes. So now this is the next day, and I decided that I had to add white, and it looks kind of like a blue white. But then I realized that if you add a little yellow ochre, which you'll see later on, that this blue white actually becomes brighter, which sounds strange or counterintuitive. But the first thing I saw was this blue white. So it was like a cooler white. So that's what I put down. But you'll see how I'll change it. And so if you can stick to doing like warm and cool, This is what I liked about this horse, is that it had that warm belly, and the reflection of the ground in Spain is this warm orangey color, and that with the contrast of the blue being, you know, complementary, they just really captured my attention. So let's see. So I'm just blocking colors. Let's see, what else can I tell you? In terms of blending techniques, you'll see that I'm using a little bit of turpentine, but I don't really use a medium. This is all straight from the tube. And but at the beginning, you always have to paint. There's something thick over lean that you'll hear instructors tell you, which is like, you know, the first coating that I was doing there was with turpentine and just diluting it, and then as you progress, you make it thicker. And the idea behind that is so that the paint doesn't crack. You'll see some old paintings that are cracked, and normally that's the case, is that they added. But honestly, with today's technology, you could probably do a varnish and not have those cracks. But at any rate, what am I doing here? I'm painting the tail and just noodling. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm making mistakes, and yeah, just trying to create a 3-dimension with the shapes. And I see this little reflection there. I keep again noodling with this leg, which is really the active, the whole action is this leg right here. So I wanted to kind of get it right, but I had to redraw it a few times. This was particularly weird, those two little dots there. I'm glad I edited it, because I spent way too much time looking at it and kind of messing it up. But it's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. You got to mess it up a little bit. But this reminded me of a little bit of Degas. He, he's known for more than just ballerinas. I read somewhere there he went to Longchamp in Paris to see the horses in the stables and to study them. He thought that you needed to know the anatomy of the horse when they were in the just relaxed state, so you could capture it and understand it when you're doing an action. So that's what this reminded me of a little bit. But the colors, to me, they scream Sorolla. So I can't help it. It's in my DNA. Let's see. And there I kind of jumped in and I did a loose background with some blue, because I wanted to contrast the orangey belly, and I thought it would complement it. I wanted to make it abstract. And you guys see how I took away the jockey. I just completely took it away because it was just bothering me, because his or her head was cut off, and it was just drawing too much attention to the fact that I was trying to abstract it and it just wasn't working. So I just took it off, and this beautiful light that I was achieving, I just went ahead and just destroyed it and I painted white over it. And that's what I'm saying about like how paintings kind of tell you what they want, and that's what this one wanted. It wanted to get rid of that jockey. So wow, I did not realize just how long I shot this for. So I'm just talking and not saying much. Yeah, what I'm doing there is I'm blending it. I kind of the paint that I put down was a little too blue, so I neutralized it with the orange. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. This is just actually just the excess color that I had on the palette, and I wanted to put some accents here or there to make it kind of like sing a little bit, and just trying to create some abstract patterns and movement. I later look at the leg and try to put some swoosh like these things that I'm doing here. Again, they're abstract, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying things, and that's exciting because sometimes it works, and other times it is a failure. So it should be about fun. So I'm getting close to being done. Now I'm just adding just a little accents of this. What you see there is actually phthalo blue. It's not black. So it looks quite dark, but it isn't. I mean, it's a dark valley, but it's just not black, is what I want to point out. And here I'm kind of making up the seat, and it shows. I'm trying to think what leather looks like. And this is about it. I'm just wrapping things up here. Oh, okay. I did bring out the small little brush because I wanted to put a little bit of detail, but not too much. Just enough that you could see, you know, the proper gear that the horse has, but not so much attention that you would be looking at that. That's the thing. If you make something too sharp, your eye goes there. That's why, like, if you look at the eye, it's a little blurry, because I don't really necessarily want you looking at the eye. I want you looking more at the entire horse. And really, it's all about the color with this horse. It's just about experimenting with color. There's that little weird shape that I was struggling with. I don't know why. It has so many muscles, and I can see why Degas was studying them, because it's very complex and beautiful. And that's it. This is the end. I took it outside and got some nice natural light on it, which I wish I could just paint in this natural light, but at least I was pretty satisfied with it, and I hope you guys like it as well. And yeah, I can't wait to start another one. All right, talk to you soon.